Get more ways to play on every sport, baseball, golf, and Canadian football. Full swing. It started. The summer is here. And the action, where do you find it, guys?
Sports Interaction.
That's right. Canada Sportsbook. Before the game starts, live and play, or, one of the many prop bets. Doing it right since 1997, Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Join now to see all that sports betting has to offer. That's head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. That is sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. 19 plus. Please play responsibly.
I have 2 questions, and then we're going to open hockey cards. So first question comes from Durwood on our Discord. If you're not a member of our Discord, go to sdpn.ca, hit the link that says join us on Discord. Join us on Discord. Durwood's a part of a fantasy hockey league, and they have a rule. It's a keeper league, which essentially is there are stipulations. You get to keep a certain amount of your roster year by year.
Oh, I love those leagues. Those are great.
Yeah. So Durwood's in a keeper league, and the rules of their keeper league is that you can't keep both your first and second round selections from the previous year's draft. So like in the first round, like you'd get all the stars, in the second round, obviously. And then you can only keep one of those for your next year going forward. Mm-hmm. So Durwood, their first round pick was Auston Matthews. Their second round pick was Cale Makar. And they only get to pick one of those 2 players to keep for their team next year. Which one are you keeping?
Now,
Adam Wild and Steve Dangle.
Now, I'm questioning, does the fantasy league end in the regular season?
Yeah, fantasy ends regular season, yeah.
Shut up.
And goals are counted for the most, right?
It depends on how they have their league set up. I don't know.
I'm assuming that goals count the most. If it's goals that matter the most, then I'm going with Auston Matthews. If it's points that matter the most, then I'm going with Auston Matthews. But what other ways could you, Jesse? Like, how else are you rated on that?
Yeah, so it wouldn't be weighted in a sense that goals matter more, because I usually play in that your head-to-head matchups with each scoring category. So it would be like I'm playing Steve this week, and then we have goals versus each other, and then we have assists versus each other, then we have points versus each other, then we have plus minus versus each other, and then whoever wins the majority of those matchups wins the week. So like say Steve wins 3 of those categories and I won 7 of those categories. That means I won our matchup 7-3 because I won all those categories versus him with my players. So then I would have won that week 7-3. Does that make sense?
Yes. Dude, this is so...
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, so you have 2 players who are so cartoonishly above the rest.
Yeah.
Makar...
It's a real shame that you can't keep them.
Yeah, man.
That's the point of the rule.
So Makar was actually... Roman Josi got a lot of first place Norris votes, and here's why. He was first in defensive scoring this year with 96 points. Makar was 10 back in second at 86. The 10th ranked guy was Devon Taves, hilarious, at 57 points.
Run down Makar's counting stats. The goals, assists, plus minus, and then hits and shots.
Sure. In 77 games, 28 goals as a defender, 58 assists, 86 points, plus 48. So
that's very important.
It is very important. Like, some pools don't take it into account. Others do. Only 26 penalty minutes. I know a lot of pools, you lose points for that.
Our league is so fucking dumb. PIMS is a positive stat.
Yeah, that's stupid.
No.
Yeah. So you got to have tough guys on your roster. It's ridiculous. We need to change it.
Even strength goals, 19. Even strength points, 52. Power play goals, 9. Sometimes those count for more. Power play assist, 34. Overtime goals, that's important, 3.
GWGs?
No shorthanded goals. 6 game-winning goals. 240 shots. Not a ton of defensemen up over 200. And yeah, time on ice.
I think Makar's probably...
There's no hits.
Makar's probably the answer because he has like more numbers.
See, this is the thing though.
But the Auston goals thing is so above the mean that that might be more useful.
I think you got to go Auston because he's a forward. He's scoring all the goals. Not the Cale Makar. Like, we're not debating who's the better player here. We're talking about fantasy. Austin's been a lock for 40. He just got 60. I think you got to go with the goal score.
Here's the top 10 people in terms of defensive scoring from this past season. Josi with 96, Makar with 86. Actually, the name doesn't matter. So 96, 86, 85, 74, 71, 68, 68, 68, 57, 57. Makar produces offense at the rate of an elite forward. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, he has the defensive stats.
Did you see the way my body just... I was about to say you can replace Auston Matthews' numbers, and my body wouldn't let me say it genuinely.
Yeah.
So I had to explain it, and that was the only way I could
Can
get
you
it
make
out.
the argument you can replace Makar's numbers? I don't
No, you
think
can't.
so. Yeah.
You can't. Like, unless... But then, how do you replace Matthews' number? You can replace his point totals not terribly easily. It's easier to replace Matthews' point totals than Makar's point totals in terms of fantasy. This is important. I'm not talking about who's better.
That's
in
fake.
terms of fantasy, which is fake, yes. But also Matthews scored 60 goddamn goals.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay, is there a way that you could lose Makar and then draft him back?
Yeah.
I
You
would try to do
but
that.
you would have to fall in the right slot. But I think he would go too early in the draft for that to happen. But I don't know.
Damn, that's
you
a good
take
question.
a risk.
I'm saying Matthews.
and they're like practically the same age. Like, oh man, good for you. How the hell did you get both of them?
Yeah, that's good.
picking.
That's
Did
good
you win?
foresight last year.
Yeah.
I
want to do a keeper draft. That would be fun.
yeah.
Except if you pick the worst player, you get wrecked every year.
Oh man,
Jesse, who are you picking?
I'd probably take Makar. I think there's more numbers there, just from a fantasy perspective. Because Matthews is the exact player you want when you're trying to win your fantasy leagues, because you want the guys who are like triple whatever in whatever categories where they excel in. You want the guys who are triple the average guys. So it's like you have Auston Matthews has 60 goals and the average goal scorer has like 25. You have two average goal scorers in one guy, so you can take away from that category and go some other places. But Makar is so useful across the board that I would just try and fill in the Matthews goal slot with a couple 40 guys instead of the 160 guy. I don't know. That's a hard question.
not as important, but who do you cheer for? That matters. If you're an Avs fan, take Makar. If you're a Leafs fan, take Matthews.
It does matter.
That was a regret with my fantasy this year. I was only able to draft. I wanted more, but I was only able to draft one Leaf. And guess who it was? Remember, this is the beginning of last season. It was with a late pick.
John Tavares.
Jake Muzzin.
Oh, God. Why did you draft Jake Muzzin?
Because there were 8 of us and it was really late in the draft. And I was like, I'm going to get Jake Muzzin because he's going to score some goals. He'll probably put up 30, 40 points. And holy shit, no, he didn't.
Do you have any other questions, Jesse?
Yeah, I had 2 questions. That was the first one. The second question is, Adam Wild and Steve Dangle, this is from K-Town2272. You guys, K-Town writes, won't be able to guess who the highest paid player by salary is next season.
By salary.
By salary, by dollars paid.
By salary.
Who is it?
Ryan Suter.
No.
Because isn't he?
Because he's getting 2 income sources.
Yeah.
Does that count?
I don't think it does.
Damn it. Okay.
Okay, so
All right, fine, not Ryan
think
Suter.
I think it's someone who, so like Matthews and Marner and
Goofy
Tavares all made like just under 16 million because their contracts were front loaded.
Yeah, I've got one.
I don't think it's any of those 3.
I know who
I
it
think
is.
it's someone whose extension kicks in next year. I'm gonna say Seth Jones.
Me too.
You guys are both wrong.
Ah,
You guys
I was
are
gonna
both
say Seth
wrong.
Jones.
That is the incorrect answer. Here is the 10 through 5. Drew Doughty, Vasilevsky, Fox, Carlson, Nurse, McDavid, Barkov, Bobrovsky, Panarin. That's actually 10 through 2. I just did
like,
them all.
what?
So that's 2 through 10. 2 Panarin, 3 Bobrovsky, 4 Barkov, 5
Could it be
McDavid, 6 Nurse, 7 Carlson,
Nurse.
8 Fox, 9 Vasilevsky. Who is number 1? All those guys I just named make between 11 and 12.5 million. Who did I leave off? Who's
Blake
number
Wheeler.
1?
No.
This is your last guess.
It's not still Marner, is it?
Nope. Marner doesn't even crack the top like 50.
So
Makar?
Price has no,
Oh,
but he's making 10 flat. Or
No.
10
I
and a
think it's
half?
10 and a half.
No.
Or
Price.
what about Kane and Taves?
Carey Price's salary this year is $7.75 million.
No.
This player is making $13 million. That's their salary.
Good for them.
Yeah.
13 million.
Ovi's at 10. Seth Jones is at 10. Skinner's at 10. Kaprizov's at 10. OEL's at 10.5. Vasi, as I said, is at 11. Carlson's 12. Nurse is 12. McDavid's 12. Barkov's 12. You guys done?
Man, I don't know.
Tyler Sagan.
Whoa!
Salary is $13 million.
Why do they have a backloaded
this
deal?
upcoming season?
Weird.
He was 13. He was 13 last year, and he's going into another 13. His contract is very wonky. At the beginning, he made 13.5, then it dipped to 9. Then these next 2 years, he's making 13. Then it drops to 8, then 7, then 6.7.
Wow.
Yeah, Tyler Sagan's contract.
That's a big, fat contract.
Highest paid NHLer this year
Good
by
for him.
salary.
And the highest paid trainer in the NHL should be whoever the Dallas Stars have.